Hi, I'm Connor Gannon, and you're listening to the Functional Tennis Podcast.
Welcome to the Functional Tennis Podcast. I'm your host, Fabio Molly. This week we're going to change it up and we're going to have a change of structure over the next year. We're still going to be pumping out our usual episodes, but I'm going to bring you along on a journey. Earlier this year, in roughly about February, we had Connor Gannon on the show. Connor was playing at Tennessee, University of Tennessee in the States. And it was his first year there, and I thought, well, why not for his second year bring you along the journey with him, or we catch up with him every 2 to 4 weeks. He tells us how his journey's gone. Now he has changed university, he's going to Memphis, so he tells us how his year went last year and ultimately why he's changing to Memphis. And now we're going to follow him on his journey, so I'll be checking in with him every 2 to 4 weeks. It's going to be loads of fun. Connor's a great guy, and there's definitely going to be some great tennis out of him next year, so can't wait to share more episodes with you. And today is the first of this series. Before we get started, a shout out to our podcast sponsors, Slinger Bag, who make the awesome portable ball machine, the Slinger Bag. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I'm an avid user. And finally, if you want to hear other episodes from some of our college tennis players, check them out. I'll include a link with the episodes. We've had some NCAA Division 1 champs on there, and last week we did a great episode as well. So I encourage you to check them out. There's lots of great insight. So okay, here we go, and here is Connor. Connor, welcome back to the Functional Tennis Podcast. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, Fabio. Thanks for having me.
You were on earlier this year, I think, was it? Is it January, February time?
Must have been end of Feb or something, middle of February. Yeah, something like that.
And you were fighting for your place on the...
Fighting for it, yeah. Scrapping between the other two lads. No, ended up as a good year. Great learning experience, and actually happy I went through it and stuff like that. So good year all around. Okay, well let's just briefly talk about what we're going to do here. So over the next year until college ends next year, so next April, May time, we're going to catch up every 2 to 4 weeks, and you're going to tell us how your journey's going, and we're going to maybe set a goal today that you have to hit. But you've had an interesting year last year. Obviously, you went to the top 5 university. Yeah, top five, yeah.
And it was tough, great to go to top university, but came with challenges. So maybe tell us some of the challenges and why you ultimately decided to leave, or some of the reasons why you decided to leave, and where you're going to next.
Yeah, well, obviously there's a lot of pressure coming from a tough, or from a high ranked program. So you've a lot of pressure to play well, a lot of pressure to win. You're expected to win, and the sport director's pumping a lot of money into the program, and with that being said, and rightly so, they expect high standards and wins against other colleges and against your rivals. So there's a lot of pressure in that aspect, but as well, if you didn't perform, it's not like maybe in a rugby match where you don't play well for 10 minutes and stuff like that. Tennis can change very quickly, and if you don't play well for a couple of games or don't play well for a match, and the coach doesn't like seeing you at that position, he can pull you out, and a guy can play in your position the next day. So it's quite tough, and it's quite mentally, you have to be stable. You can't get too hard on yourself. At the start, I was quite tough on myself. If I got pulled or something like that, I'd always blame myself. I didn't play well, or that I lost a match or something. So there's a lot of pressure in that aspect.
Just wait 1 sec. Before you went to Tennessee last year, what was your expectations throughout the year?
For the year
before you went, so before you left, so you're going to Tennessee next week. Oh, you were. This was last year. Yeah. What was your goal? Did you think you were going to play 4 or 5 or 6? Did you think you weren't even going to play at all?
No, for some reason I always backed myself. You'd watch it and you're wow, they're not that good. You watch the play side and they're not that good, and I've hit some pretty nice shots, and you hit the ball well. So I wasn't expecting to play 1 or 2 or 3. I knew I was going to be up against some ballers, and rightly so. But I definitely expected myself to be in the lineup. Maybe not consistently each week, but I have a very good chance, and I'd always fancy my doubles and stuff like that. But I hadn't played doubles for 2 years because of COVID and stuff like that. They weren't allowed in Ireland anyway. So obviously that got a bit rusty. But no, I definitely fancy my chances going over, and a lot of people I had some other colleges where I could have played definitely in the lineup, guaranteed spots. But I knew a lot of people were telling me if you go here, you might not get a chance to play, and But I never really listened to that. I was like, listen, like I back myself, and like I think I play good tennis, so I think I have a good chance of against holding my own against some other really good players. So that was like the thought process behind it. And obviously, if you're playing with good players each day, your level's going to go higher. So if you're playing if you're playing with the number one or the number two, like obviously your level's going to go up better and better each week and each month. So that was kind of what my family and my coaches and everyone around me said, and I kind of agree with that. I was like, yeah, you're right. Let's go for it.
And looking back, were they right?
Yeah, they're definitely right, and there was some critiques as well. I don't think they were 100% right, but I definitely like the thought process behind it. I thought was correct. Like obviously, like if you train with Alcaraz for a week, like you're gonna be.
You should improve.
Yeah, you should improve, and you're gonna be in some serious shape because he's gonna be making some heavy balls. So like the thought process behind them saying that, and like their theory, like I wouldn't question.
And how was your game? So from when you went over there last August to this May, how much did your game improve?
Yeah, someone asked me that recently, and I was trying to think. Like, I was very aggressive, just because I was playing on Astra, which is fake grass or synthetic grass, whatever you want to call it. And like to win on that, like you have to come to the net, chip and charge, a lot of slices and stuff like that. So I was very aggressive before going over, and I never really played on. It was hot outside and high bouncing hard courts, so it was very tough for the first couple of months, like adapting, and I have to actually construct the point where I can't just slap a forehand and get away with it. So I had to get fitter, way fitter. Like I had to really push myself in running and stuff like that, and like I had to change my game a little bit, and like I had to be more patient and like stop checking out on balls, like stop missing balls that I should make, and like thinking like if I make this I hit a winner, like no, like do percentage plays and stuff like that. So I've definitely became a more smarter and clever player over there, and I actually think about my shots now. Okay. Like where before I was kind of like last second I'd be like switch it, go inside in, where now I'm like I build points, and like there's a little, you could see like that he's gone 3 across 1 line, like you see I have patterns that I stick to and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I've just become more smarter really, and I've like obviously the more you play the better, like obviously within reason, like the better you become, and we were training a lot, so I think that really helped me as well.
Okay, so that's a big positive.
Yeah.
And what, let's say fitness wise, you say has improved a lot tremendously. Was that just from hardcore running, or was it from the amount of balls you hit, or both?
A bit of both. Obviously, like we were training really hot conditions and humid conditions as well. So like once we went to somewhere else, I was like, it's like training with high altitude and then going to normal like altitude. Like I was just like like obviously for me I was like a fitness freak then. Like I felt like I was Superman or something. But we were just doing a lot of running. But like we do tennis after, like normally where before I do it like at home I do a session and then I do running, I'm done. Like not more. Where like there I do tennis, running, tennis. Like so I keep like, so my legs are like in condition to like towards the end of the sessions I'd be more fatigued, whereas there I was kind of like I'm getting into it now, like my legs are fine, like I'm not cramping, I'm not getting tired, I can keep going for longer rallies. So that really helped me as well, just learning like the trade of the training and stuff like that.
And maybe believing you can push your body more.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. I never, especially like over here and like the conditions, like it's quite cold, and like you're never cramping really if you play a tournament in Ireland. So, but like over there, it's like you have to do everything right. You have to drink, you have to eat while you play. Like you can't just show up to a match with just water. You need salts. Like you need something to keep you going through keep you going through the matches and stuff. So, so that's what I learned over there as well.
And is there anything you could have done better over the year over there that maybe you might have even stayed on there?
Yeah, I definitely think for the first few months I could have been more professional. Like I hope that I think I'm professional, but obviously people have like moments, and like I wish I would have stretched more. Like I wish I would have. So then like the next day I was more prepared and like more fresh. Yeah. Like I wish I could have done that. I wish I would have ate right on a Saturday instead of getting a takeaway. Like like there's definitely but then again, like you got to treat yourself. Like you can't be just doing 7 days in a row and you're just miserable for the rest of the week. Like you gotta enjoy yourself as well. But no, I felt like I gave 100% all the time. I never did it, like obviously within reason. I never did anything wrong. But I really went at it and tried to give my best shot, because I was in 6th year and it was miserable. Like it was shocking, like going from school to 8:45 to 3:30 every day. Like it's not the best thing in the world. So I knew like what I was, and I was so happy like to be free and to be training like twice a day, going to the weights as well. So it was really nice, like just getting a bit of freedom, actually getting the sense of professional tennis and like what it takes to be a really good tennis player.
It's better than the pro tour.
Yeah, definitely. You're surrounded by everybody. It's a bit fake almost, like you're at the pro tour by yourself.
The dream.
Like this is the dream. Like this is what you want to be. Like people surround you, want to make you better each day. Like get your own physios, nutritionists, people that actually care about you and like want to make you fitter, want to make you stronger, want to make you a better tennis player and stuff. So it was really good from that aspect.
And let's say, I'm sure you've had like 15, 16-year-olds, 7-year-olds and parents come up to you asking for advice. Now you've done a year there, you're capable of giving some good advice because you've been there. What advice do you tell those guys, and maybe your listeners here who, a lot of them maybe want to go to college and they're deciding which college, or what should they look out for?
I feel like there's a lot of like aspects you got to watch out for. Because if you're a good player, like you got to remember, like the coaches want you. Like you don't have to, not sell yourself, but like you don't have to. Obviously, you have to do much, but the coaches want you, and like you're putting your best foot forward. But I definitely feel like I rushed things a little. Like I was in COVID, and I obviously couldn't take my visits, so I didn't even see any of the coaches, seeing any of the teammates in real life. And I obviously knew like the place I was going to wasn't like a terrible place. Like they have money, they have good resources, and they have great facilities and stuff. So I knew I wasn't going into like a dump basically. But I definitely feel like the most important thing for me was like find a good connection with the coach. Because a lot of people out there, they just want the results and stuff like that. But you got to get a real good connection with the coaches.
Had you spoken to the coach? Did you?
I'm sorry, I had a great relationship with the coach and spoke to him like all the time. Just like I felt like that was the most important thing, and that's what stood Tennessee out from other colleges at the start of my college like experience. I just really got along with the assistant coach a lot. He was Scottish, so we kind of had some, like he played rugby as well, so we kind of had some things in similarities. So I think that's like one of the most important thing, like because the coaches bring culture, and if the coaches bring good culture, they obviously get good recruits in and good teammates. Obviously you'll get along with them, and they become your best mates because you hang out with them all the time, train with them, you do everything with them. So I think coaches is really important for someone looking or watching out for college. Like put everything aside, but like put facilities aside, put amenities aside, put the gear aside, because everything over there is amazing. Like you're obviously gonna get courts. Like coming from Ireland, like you might not get an indoor court till 7 p.m. Where there you can have the court all day, whenever you want. So gotta kind of put those things aside and just really put. For me, the main factor would be the coach. And a lot of people would tell me, like Dave O'Hare would tell me, like Connor, it's all about the coach. And when I was 17, looking at college, I'd be like, no, look at the courts, like they're beautiful.
Yeah, of course.
Look at the gear,
sunshine.
Look at the gear, it's beautiful.
All the Nikes.
But no, it was really naive of me not to even think about it and not. But sorry, like I had a great relationship with the coaches, so.
Okay, so it's important to get over there, meet the team, meet teammates, be on the same level.
Get a feel for the college, if you like it or not. Because a lot of people, like for me, like I love like a college town or like this big city because there are vibes going on. Maybe some people like smaller cities, like they're from the countryside or they like smaller things and stuff. So you kind of just got to get a feel for the college and see if you really like it.
And can you do training weeks with them over there? Do they do that?
I'm not sure. I think there's a lot of NCAA rules, so you might. I think you're allowed to practice, but not with the team or something. Like you're allowed to hit with a guy on the team. Like you can't be joining in the practice. I honestly have no idea. I might have to ask Dave O'Hare on that one.
Interesting. And so you're moving to Memphis,
University
of Memphis, where our previous guest Dave O'Hare played doubles with Joe Salisbury. So it's a good college. What are they ranked now?
I think they're around 20 to 30 or something like that. I'm not too
what
sure.
did Tennessee finish up as?
3 or 4 maybe.
Okay.
3, I think.
Okay, and so why are you going to Memphis, and what are your goals?
I just felt like the coaches in Memphis could get more out of my game. There's more opportunities to play like higher in the lineup, and I get to play good players and become a better tennis player. I also really like. Basically, I get on like. For me to play my best tennis, I need to be creative. So I need to be thinking, and I don't like. I know it sounds very childish for me to say, but I don't like being told what to do. As you if you were playing one of your mates or something, and you like to hit drop shots against him because he's not fast or something and someone says no drop shots, it kind of takes the fun out of it. So I think here they allow me to free up and let me play my game styles, and just really let me be loose, and let me be free. And I thought the coaches in Memphis could do that for me, and I really like the culture as well they have. I went on a few team dinners with them, and they're very good, just a good bunch of lads. Just down to earth.
Who plays one for them?
Plays one. I think it changed a lot. David Stevenson, I think, played one towards the end of the year. But what I liked was, they don't talk about tennis off tennis. They like to relax. They like to play some golf. So I thought that was not special, but I think it was quite a big thing for me as well. Because I love tennis and I love soccer and tennis, but sometimes tennis is a bit much.
Yeah, you like playing a bit of golf.
I like playing a bit of golf here and there. I wouldn't say I'm great at it, but I like playing golf here and there. I don't like to talk about it all the time. I like to take my mind off it. So no, I really think Memphis is going to be a big place for me.
And how hard or easy is it to change university?
It's not. I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's quite stressful, because basically you tell the university that you want to leave, and your scholarship is basically gone. So
what was that like, by the way? Telling me you want to leave.
It was actually alright. I thought it would be in a way worse. It was grand. There was some salty faces, but not leave. I was still training with the team.
Were they expecting you to leave?
I'm not sure. You'd have to ask the coach. I've honestly no idea. There was obviously some salty faces, but I was still training with the team. I was still going. My roommate was a Japanese kid, so I wasn't completely gone from the team and stuff like that. So I was obviously training with the team, going to weights and stuff. But no, it is quite stressful. I didn't really like it that much, because once you tell them you're leaving, your scholarship's gone. So then, therefore, you've no scholarship for the next year, and coaches are calling you and texting you all the time, and there's a lot of promises, but there's not, you don't know if the promise is going to go through. And
so you give in your notice. You say, hey, coach,
I'm
leaving here. I'm finished here. I want to move on. So then you're an open agent. Is that the way?
Basically, yeah. It's like a soccer player. Clubs are just texting and calling you, and they're trying to negotiate deals and stuff like that. It is quite stressful. Definitely my parents felt the stress, I'll tell you that. But it was quite easy though once you get to college. You say, you obviously know what to do, because it happens all the time. There's a lot of people moving, transferring every year, at least one per team, I'd say. So it's quite. The most stressful part is finding the college, finding the right college, because you don't want to mess this up again. You want to find the perfect fit, and you want to find the college where you feel you're a huge part of the team, huge value to the team. So it's quite stressful. But once you know the college is fine, all the score, everything just shifts over basically.
I think it's a tough decision as well to leave somewhere like Tennessee. Where you have everything, good teammates, and it's a big decision. It's not an easy decision you made.
It was a huge decision. I was contemplating it for weeks, and called a lot of people about it and texted a lot of people about it, and I'm leaving basically all my mates.
You never text me.
Yeah, I never texted you fans. Might have said it on the podcast. Fans didn't text me back, that's why. But no, I left all my mates in America, and I'm still really good pals with all the guys on the team. I text them a lot. But no, it's a tough decision to be made, but it had to be made at the end of the day. And you have to you have to be selfish, and have to put yourself forward like your tennis
I think
and everything else.
That's important. And tell
Yeah.
me, so just a few more questions. What date are you leaving Ireland?
I think it's the 8th of August. I actually haven't got my flights booked, but I want to leave on the 8th of August.
Okay, so you're leaving then. What was back last year? What was your highest? Were you ranked at some stage?
In college, yeah, I was ranked 120, 21 or 22 or something like that.
And moving forward, do you have a goal ranking for next year? Or something you haven't thought of?
Haven't thought about it yet, but I'd love to be. First of all, get a rank, and like I've been a few ranked players in the States in college, so I'd love to be ranked again. And I'd love to be maybe like by the end of the year top 60 or something.
Yeah.
Play NCAs.
And
at the end of the year.
What was your biggest win last year?
Biggest win last year?
Well, which one meant the most to you?
Maybe beating Arkansas, because they beat Tennessee the year before, and the guy who clinched to beat Tennessee, I beat him like 6-love, 6-2 or something.
Nice,
like
okay.
absolute absolute mince meat out of. So I beat him, and I was playing national indoors, and I was through. I mean, it's not a win, but I was 3-love up against Louis Maxett. He was a top 10 freshman coming in. So I mean, I was winning, but
Yeah, you felt good.
Felt good. Played a joke. Felt like I was playing like Federer.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Like probably
and what happened? You lost then?
Yeah, we lost. So then my match and Adam Walson's match, and we just got done. Like the other team won, so there's no point playing on. I would love to play on. I would love just to finish that.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Just to get the W.
And tell me any Adam Walton stories you can give us.
Adam Walton. Oh, there's a fair few, but I'd have to check.
No, yeah, anything safe.
No, I'd have to check in with him first to ask if that's alright.
He's due on the show. Not sure if he's the week before or the week after you. So he played one for you guys.
One doubles, one singles. Yeah.
Okay,
really good guy. Interesting guy as well. You'll find him interesting.
He's told me stuff about you.
Has he now? Yeah, we'll put that aside, pals.
Anyway, Connor, so we're going to check in with you, I don't know, in 2 to 4 weeks. Maybe the first one's going to be a bit longer, give you time to settle in. But look, we'll check in with you in a few weeks. And best of luck in the initial.
Yeah, thanks, Fabio.
Phase.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, bye.